Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Walnut Crawdads pregame show. I am your host, Justin DeHaas, alongside me, my co host, Kobe Siegel. And we have the second game between the Healdsburg Prune Packers and the Walnut Creek Crawdads. Just in case you missed the game yesterday, the Crawdads defeated the Prune Packers in the first game of the series 5-2. It was a good game. I mean, overall, the pitching was really good for the Crawdads. Jackson Flora went 4 innings. He was only scheduled to go for three, but he only had 36 pitches in those three, and he came back out for the fourth, and he found himself in some trouble. He had a bases loaded jam with no outs, but he was able to only give up 2 runs in that inning, keep the game tied 2-2. And from there, the Crawdads offense kind of just chipped away a little bit, scored a run in each inning to take a 3-run lead. And Dylan McShane came out for 3 innings and really shut things down. He also found himself in the jam in the bottom of the 8th inning, or top of the 8th inning, where he also had a bases loaded with no outs, but he didn't give up a single run. And, overall, looking at that game, the Prune Packers did commit 3 errors, which was problematic for them, allowed a couple unearned runs, and it kind of pinned the loss on to Wyatt Tucker, even though he pitched better than that. But overall, it was a good game for the Crawdads. Obviously, the Prune Packers are a very good squad, and so we'll see what the second game has in store. Kobe, what do you make of yesterday's game and what it can mean for today's game?
Yesterday, some of the game kind of mirrored what we talked about, that the Crawdads had to avoid the walks and errors, and they did that. Unfortunately, for the Crawdads, the Prune Packers did not, as they had 3 errors, 2 by their third base on a few dribblers, and a wild pickoff throw by the pitcher that allowed John Gazar to go to third. So, yesterday the Prune Packers did not play well, and I expect them to play much better today.
Yeah, a lot of small ball yesterday. Only 2 extra base hits for the Crawdads, but they were still able to scrape together 5 runs. And, I mean, the Prune Packers had a lot of actions. They got 11 hits in the game, but only squeezed out 2 runs, and that was obviously a deciding factor. Crawdads winning that game are now 8-3 in the CCL. The Prune Packers are 12-2. The Crawdads are 2.5 games back, and so obviously, if you win this series, at the end of it, you'll eventually gain a game on the Prune Packers. After winning the first game, that's what their hope is now. But we'll see what this game has in store. We got a pitching matchup between Ryan Spolero and Andres Galan. And we all know Ryan Spolero. We know he's a good pitcher so far in the CCL. In CCL action, 7 innings pitched. He had the game against the Stompers where he went 4 innings, got the win, only allowed 3 hits, 3 strikeouts, no walks. That earned him a co-player of the game. And he was not as good in his last start against the Humboldt Crabs. He really got off to a rough start, giving up a solo homer and a walk. But after that, he kind of buckled down, only allowing 1 more hit. And similar to Flora yesterday, this is going to be Spolero's last start with the Crawdads. So what do you expect from Ryan Spolero in his last outing with Walnut Creek?
I expect him to be sharp, as he hasn't pitched in almost a week. So last time he pitched, I believe, against the Humboldt Crabs last week. And he had a little rocky first inning, but he was fine after that. This is the best team he has faced so far. So it's going to be tough. I probably expect him to go 3-4 innings. I mean, if he's really rolling, maybe he could go 5. But yeah, I think we expect 3-4 innings. But I think the challenge for the Prune Packers is just the different types of arms they are going to see today. So we know pretty much for sure that it's going to be Spolero to start, then it's going to be Sean Fitzpatrick, and then Nick Proctor. So you go from Spolero, a hard-throwing righty, to a 3/4 lefty in Sean Fitzpatrick with he's a funky delivery, a lot of movement, and then to Nick Proctor, a 3/4 delivery from the right side. So really just a lot of different looks. So Brant clearly is going all out on this game, and it's going to be a lot of uncomfortable at bats for the Prune Packers.
Yeah, I just want to talk a little bit about Nick Proctor. He's been with the team for a few days now, but this is going to be his Crawdads debut. This kid is really good, folks. He comes from South Carolina, was at Cal Berkeley before that, and if you are a CCL fan, you've probably heard of him by now because the last couple of years he's been with the Santa Barbara Foresters and has been terrific. He has 10 saves with the Foresters in 34 innings over those last 2 years, and he has only allowed one earned run. And so, as their closer, he was a key part to some of their success in the South, and he's going to try to hope to bring some of that to the Crawdads here. We'll see what he could do. Very excited to see how he looks against the top squad in the CCL, and obviously Fitzpatrick is another kid that we all know by now. He's comes from Arkansas. He's in the portal right now. Curious to see where he ends up, but he's also extremely talented. And like you said, Brant Cummings bringing out the big guns for this one. He understands. Some might call it a must-win because obviously you don't want to have to rely on a win tomorrow in Healdsburg. That's going to be very difficult if you get this one at home. Obviously that helps a lot, but yeah, the all hands on deck for the pitching today. It should be a fun one to watch. And speaking of the pitching, Andres Galan, you want to talk about him a little bit?
Yeah, so this past year he was a junior at Cal Berkeley. And his Cal Berkeley stats are decent, around a 4.4 earned run average, about twice as many strikeouts as walks. So he was a very solid pitcher at Cal, which is obviously in the Pac-12, one of the best conferences. And here in the CCL, so he's pitched 13 innings. He's let up 0 runs. He's let up 3 hits in 13 innings and 18 strikeouts. So this guy is dominant each time he takes the mound. And against the Elikin Potters, in 4 innings, he had 8 strikeouts. So this guy is definitely the toughest toughest starting pitching matchup that the Crawdads have faced so far this year, and maybe probably what they will face the entire year. So they have a tough task. He's not going to walk a lot of guys. I mean, what they saw from Wyatt Tucker was okay, but I expect Galan to be really sharp today.
Yeah, what I've noticed about Galan is that he's got 3 wins on the season, and that's because he gets a ton of run support. Against the Mudcats, the Prune Packers scored 13 runs. Against the Lincoln Potters, that was the lowest output so far for the Prune Packers in his starts, and that was still 5 runs of support. And then you've got the Admirals, where the Prune Packers scored 10 runs. So he gets a lot of run support, but at the same time, he doesn't really need it, because when you don't give up any runs, then you only really need a couple runs of support. But he gets plenty, and only has allowed 3 hits so far, only 3 walks, and 18 strikeouts in 13 innings. That's a pretty nice K per 9 there. And so, curious to see how Galan pitches today. I mean, we talk about how a guy like Spolero hasn't pitched against great teams and how this could be his toughest matchup. Well, this could be Galan's toughest matchup too. And, it's going to be a tough matchup because we'll talk about the batting order for the Crawdads. And, might not be as good as yesterday, but it's still pretty darn good. You've got Ryan Ellis leadoff, Casey Cummings, Ryan Brome, Matt King, Joey Donnelly, Tyson Pointer, Cole Fellows, Griffin Harrison, and Nico Budden. And so, obviously, Ellis and Cummings 1-2. That's about as good as it gets. Brome had a really good game yesterday, got the stolen base, had the missile from left field. He'll be playing first today. Matt King, obviously very good. He's going to be at shortstop. No John Gazdar today. And, you got Donnelly, who is going to be your Meadowlark player of the game. So we'll see if he can get on base. And Cole Fellows, Griffin Harrison, Nico Button are the new additions to the lineup today. They're all solid in their own ways. So when you look at this lineup, what do you see?
Well, the first thing that stood out is Nico Budden at catcher in for Sam Gillian. Nico Budden, he's fifth on the team in on base percentage. He's really good at getting on base. Now his batting average is not very high, but he takes a lot of walks. He is very patient at the plate, and he looks to drive the ball. He doesn't just want to make contact just to make contact. He's very patient, and I think him down that 9 spot getting on base, I think that's very important. And his defense, it's been a little hit or miss. At times we've seen games where he's like thrown out 2 runners, but we've seen games where he's let some pass balls by. So against Healdsburg, they're really going to need his defense because these pitchers need all the help they can get against this Healdsburg offense who scores a lot of runs, and they only scored 2 last time, but part of that was because of this great defense. In part, Sam Gilliam was a huge part of that too, with 2 key tags and throwing out runners. So his defense is going to be very important as well.
Yeah, I talked about the Brome missile from left field that nailed a runner at home, and there was also the Matt King throw from third base that also got a runner at home, just a couple runs saved, and that was obviously crucial in a 3-run victory. And you mentioned that Healdsburg offense. Let's get into it. So their lineup, you've got Robbie Hamchuk in leadoff, followed by Will Hodo, Hunter DeRoe, Cameron Nickens, Joey Kramer, Kyle Russell, Payne Schultz, Will Porterera, and Jaden Duplantier. And so overall, it's a very similar lineup to yesterday. Robbie Hamchuk had 4 hits yesterday, but no RBIs. So clearly he didn't have any runners in scoring position. And, I talked about those jams in the 4th and the 8th innings. And Hamchuk didn't come up in either of those situations. And it's just tough luck for the Prune Packers because you want a guy like that to come up. He's an on-base machine, and it just didn't happen for them. Will Hodo, obviously from Alabama, we talked about it yesterday. He's a really good player. In 5 at-bats, he didn't get a single hit yesterday. He had 2 strikeouts, so struggled a little bit, but I expect him to bounce back. And, the rest of this lineup is very formidable. You got about 5 or 6 guys that hit over 300 in the CCL, and it's very strong. What do you make of it?
Their lineup did not have the best game yesterday. Part of the reason was the defense and pitching, and they're going to have an even tougher matchup today. But guys like Will Hodo, who went over 5 yesterday, I don't expect him to go 0 for 5 today.
Yeah, for sure. This is going to be a fun one. We'll see if the Prune Packers can tie up the series after losing their second conference game in the last 3 games, and it'll be fun to see. You got any final thoughts before we hand it off to Carson and Austin?
I think Crawdads got to win this one.
Yeah, it would be really nice to be able to do that, especially because obviously tomorrow's game is at Healdsburg, and so we'll see what the Crawdads can do with that. But should be a fun one here at Monte Vista. We got first pitch in about 5 minutes, and we are going to wrap up the pregame show. So for Justin DeHaas and Kobe Siegel, we'll hand it off to Mr. Austin Oda and Carson Mercier. And so thank you for listening to the pregame show.
The Crawdads coming off 6 straight league wins and a huge win over the number 1 ranked Healdsburg Prune Packers are back at it today. They hand the ball to Ryan Spolero, the righty. And let's take a look at the Crawdads defense. Cole Fellows in left, Casey Cummings in center, Joey Donnelly out in right. Infield third to first, Griffin Harrison, Matt King, Ryan Ellis, Ryan Brome. Nico Button does the catching for Ryan Spolero. My name is Carson Mercier alongside Austin Oda. Austin, what are your thoughts going into this game as Ryan Spolero finishes his warm-up pitches?
I have 3 words for you. Dads are hot. Crawdads have been phenomenal recently. It's been over 2 weeks since the Crawdads have been defeated. Yeah, that one weird tie in there against the West Coast Kings, but playing good baseball in league, good baseball non-conference, and they're sending one of their aces to the bump today.
Yesterday it was Jackson Flora who had a very good start in his 4th start of the summer. Went 4 innings, gave up 6 hits, 2 runs, both of which were earned, a walk, struck out 5, but I'd say all around he just looked extremely consistent. Spolero making his 4th and final summer start.
Yeah, he's been good. A 1-0 record, a 1.80 ERA combined with 2 league starts, 1 non-conference start, 7 strikeouts, just 2 walks.
For the Prune Packers, their starting lineup, Robbie Hamchuk, Will Hodo, Hunter Duro. That's 1 through 3 in this Prune Packer lineup. Spolero from the windup delivers the first pitch fastball up above the zone, a check swing, and the appeal down to the first base umpire, but they're going to say he did not go around. 4:02 is the start time here at Monte Vista High School, 73 degrees and perfectly sunny. First pitch time and temperature is brought to you by Meadowlark Dairy, trying to hang on to that old town vibe since the early 1900s. Here's the 1-0 fastball upstairs, 2-0.
Spolero, a guy that really struggled with the command at St. Mary's. He's been good this summer, like we mentioned, just 2 walks in those 10 innings. If he's in the strike zone, he is one of the best pitchers in this league. Hard thrower, 89, 90, 91. You'll see a couple 92, 93s mixed in there.
Here's the 2-0 from Spolero. Fastball way upstairs, 3 straight balls to open up the afternoon.
And all elevated. When we've seen him have success this year, it's when he's down in the zone. Keeping that fastball down has a lot of ride to it.
Hamchuk, 4.91, a home run, 7 RBIs, doing most of the leadoff hitting for this Prune Packers team. Yesterday had 4 singles, 4 for 5 rather. 3-0 fastball, misses upstairs, a 4-pitch walk to open up the afternoon.
Definitely not the way Spally wanted to start his day. Like I mentioned, has been great this summer when he's been in the strike zone, has been great really in his career when he's been in the strike zone.
On the summer, through his 2 league starts, 1-0, 1.28 ERA, 7 innings pitched, 5 strikeouts, and a walk. Issued 6 hits as well. Here's Will Hodo, designated hitter. Batting from the left side, will take a curveball at the knees, called a strike. It's the first strike of the afternoon, thrown by Ryan Spolero.
And I love that pitch. After throwing 4 fastballs up high, moving to the stretch, he's been pretty consistent in the stretch with that fastball and curveball, but spins a first pitch curveball in. Definitely not what Hodo's looking for.
Spolero set, takes a peek at first, no lead off first. Here's a fastball, popped up left side. Back goes the third baseman, Griffin Harrison, in a full sprint backwards. Back turn to the plate, he cannot get there, 0-2.
Can't do anything but applaud the effort from Griffin Harrison, though. Matt King to his left, he's been kind of the fly ball maestro this summer for the Crawdads, the pop-up maestro, I should say, on the infield.
Hodo, 471, couple of home runs, 10 RBIs. Hunter Duro waits on deck. He's at 450, 2 home runs, 17 RBIs. 0-2 from Ryan Spolero. Curveball in the dirt, stopped by Nico Button. Kind of gets away from him, but no advance from the runner on first, Robbie Hamchuk. How about the 1 through 3 in this Prune Packers lineup? The average goes 491, 471, 450.
418, and the cleanup spot isn't bad by any means.
Wind blowing ever so slightly in from center. 1-2 count, no score, top of the first. Spolero from the stretch deals in a fastball, fouled back by the crowd mic.
A lot of crowd mic action over the last 2 days.
Yesterday it got its bell rung a few times.
I'd rather the crowd mic than like an umpire or a catcher.
I agree. A lot less painful. 1-2 pitch from Spolero. Again in the dirt. This one shoots up the first base line. Runner goes from to second. He slides in safely, so a passed ball. And Robbie Hamchuk is in scoring position with nobody out.
Tough break. Solid block by Button. They're going to give it a wild pitch.
Either way.
Good block by Button. Spolero's been attacking down low in the zone with those off-speed pitches, and I think if Button had made a good throw, a strong throw to second, the runner would have been out, but...
Here's the 0-2 from Spolero. Fastball swung on and missed. First strikeout for Ryan Spolero. It's the first out here in the first.
Yeah, it's a good job by Spolero to elevate with that fastball. It's what he tried to do to Robbie Hamchuk, the leadoff hitter. But Will Hodo, who does not strike out a lot, getting him to go down on a 2-2 pitch.
Hunter Duro, the second baseman who we previously mentioned, 450, 2 home runs, 17 RBIs. Yesterday, a 1-for-5 performance brought his league average down to 422. First pitch from Spolero. Curveball bends in for a called strike, 0-1. Spolero, after the 4-pitch leadoff walk, is bounced back, is in the strike zone a little bit more in these last 2 hitters. A 1 pitch from Spolero after a long wait. Curveball in the dirt, stopped by Nico Button.
Button's turned himself into a wall back there after struggling a little bit in that middle stretch of league play. Had a really good first game against the Bay Area Admirals up in Vacaville.
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. A runner in scoring position is Robbie Hamchuk on second base. Here's the 1-1 from Spolero. Fastball up. That's been the miss for Spolero today. Has not been able to find the release point on the fastball.
And he knows it. He's been working on that. The curveball's looked good. The fastball just has not been there. Everything leaving it up. So yet to really find that arm slot.
Spolero set, look back to second base. Now comes to the plate. 2-1 fastball just above the belt. Called a ball. 3 balls, 1 strike.
And I don't hate that spot. Definitely able to adjust a little more.
Three balls, a strike, 1 out. Infield, outfield shifted. Well, the infield shifted a little to the left. The second baseman, Ellis, holding on the runner on second. Here's the 3-1 from Spolero. Hit out into right center field. Back goes Donnelly and Cummings. Neither will get it. It's going to roll all the way up against the wall. Hamchuk coming around. He's going to score. Into second goes Duro. A 1-out RBI double for Hunter Duro.
That's what happens when you're able to get that far ahead in the count. A 3-1 hanging fastball, just middle. We talk a lot about challenge pitches and trying to attack on the pitcher's mound, and that's always a good strategy to have. But Hamchuk, or Duro, I should say, a really good hitter, was expecting that fastball on 3-1, was able to take it the other way, right where it was pitched to the right side.
It's the first time this season in which Ryan Spolero has given up an extra base hit.
Wow.
Comes with 1 out here in the first inning. Prune Packers have their first lead of the series. First pitch to the number 4 hitter, Cameron Nickens, misses downstairs. They're going to appeal down to the second base umpire, Ron Masso. Umpiring crew, Harvey Maxey behind the plate, Ron Masso at first, and Tony Ortiz at third. Here's the 1-0 from Ryan Spolero. A long wait. Now delivers. Check swing grounder down the first base line, but foul. 1-1.
Tough pitch to face by Cameron Nickens. Just a fastball with a lot of ride to it on the inner half.
Nickens Jr. at University of Houston from Magnolia, Texas. On the summer, 389, a home run, 9 RBIs in left today. 1-1 pitch from Spolero. Fastball popped up right side. Incoming Donnelly. Has room. He'll make the catch. Runner tagging. He's bluffing at second base. Donnelly's able to make the catch. It's the second out here in the first.
Yeah, good bounce back by Spolero after the hard hit double. Got even in the count 1-1. Was able to throw pretty much whatever he wanted in that count. got the pop-up.
That'll bring up Joey Kramer. Third baseman has not been himself this summer. Last year he performed pretty well, and not so much this year. Batted 8th yesterday, hit a double, singled, also struck out. Has a chance to add on to a 1-0 Prune Packer lead. Pops up the first pitch fastball just behind the second base bag in shallow center field. Matt King calling for it and catching out number 3. 1 run, a hit, a strikeout for the Prune Packers. They take an early 1-0 lead in the first. We're going to the bottom of the first inning where the Crawdads take their first swings. One nothing here in the bottom of the first inning at Monte Vista High School. Let's take a look at the Healdsburg Prune Packer defense. Cameron Nickens out and left. Jaden Dupontier in center. Robbie Hamchuk goes to right. Infield third to first. Joey Kramer, Kyle Russell, Hunter Duro, Peyton Scholes. Behind the plate doing the catching for Andres Galan is Will Portera. Will Portera and Andres Galan, your battery. The starting 9 for the Crawdads. Ryan Ellis at second leads off. Casey Cummings bats second, is in center field. Ryan Brome at first, batting third. Batting fourth, Matt King, the shortstop. Joey Donnelly in right, batting fifth. Tyson Pointer batting sixth. He's the designated hitter. Cole Fellows, the left fielder, bats seventh. Griffin Harrison bats eighth at third. And Nico Button rounds out the starting 9. He does the catching. Here comes Ryan Ellis to lead it off for the Crawdads against Andres Galan, a tall right-hander. First pitch from Galan, first pitch fastball, chopped down the first base line, 0-1. Galan, hometown Elk Grove, California, 6'4", 210 pounds. Cal Berkeley in 3 starts this summer, 3-0, 0.00 ERA, 13 innings, 18 strikeouts, 3 walks, 3 hits. It's not bad. 0-1 to Ryan Ellis. Downstairs, called a ball, 1-1.
I was just going to say, is triple zeros for an ERA, is that good?
Not bad in 18 innings.
Yeah, it's what, like no runs in 18 innings? Something like that?
1-1 pitch to Ryan Ellis. Misses up and out. 2 balls and a strike. Ellis has been incredible this year. 420 average, 3 home runs, 11 RBIs. Yesterday, 0 for 3. He did walk once. Here's the 2-1 to Ryan Ellis. Fastball hit on the ground up the middle. Second baseman Hunter Duro fields to his right, bobbles it, cannot get a throw off, and Ryan Ellis will reach first on what will most likely be called an error.
No. I think it's a hit. I saw hit all the way.
We're calling it a hit. Let's be the hometown.
I think Ellis would have beat it out.
So a leadoff single, I guess, for Ryan Ellis will bring up Casey Cummings.
He'll take the 1 for. After going 0 for yesterday, Andres Galan just 3 hits allowed on the summer.
That's the 4th. Here's the first pitch to Casey Cummings. Check swing called strike. It didn't matter. 0-1. Cummings, another guy at this top of this Crawdad lineup that's been pretty much fantastic. 341, 4 home runs, only 7 RBIs.
Little surprising.
Ellis doing some dancing off first. Galan comes to the plate, delivers the fastball. In there for a called strike, 0-2.
Galan, probably not as hard throwing as I think either of us really expected.
I think he's got the tall, deceptive
Yep.
frame, a lot of length, a lot of reach. Is that what it's called? Extension. Ellis taking off from first. They're going to pick him off. Throw goes to second, slides in. He is called out. Ryan Ellis caught stealing for out number 1.
That's one where he has such a huge lead and the Crawdads are behind. I wouldn't run before he's coming to the plate. There's just no reason to.
Especially not with, Casey Cummings. He is in an 0-2 hole. Here is the 0-2 slider outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One away now here in the first inning. Galan, set, delivers, slider, misses outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Not necessarily a rally killer, but just a play that you can't really have. And a play that Ellis has been caught in one too many times.
Getting a little too aggressive, I think. Here's the 2-2 to Casey Cummings. Fastball lined up the middle. Shortstop Kyle Russell spins to field it, throws to first, and in time to retire Casey Cummings for the second out here in the first.
Yeah, that's a terrific, terrific play by Kyle Russell. Kind of making up for Hunter Duro, not making a play on the first play of the game. Ball hit hard by Cummings. Really two relatively well-hit balls by the Crawdads. They're seeing Galan well. They're putting the ball in play, and that's really all you can ask for.
Here's Ryan Brome, 241, 3 home runs, and 16 RBIs this summer. Yesterday, 0 for 2, a couple of walks. First pitch from Galan, fastball, skips in 1-0.
And he still might have been the player of the game yesterday.
He saved some runs. He's got a cannon.
Something like that.
Infield, outfield, straight up with 2-way here in the first. Changeup swung on and missed. That was a beauty.
It's not often you see Ryan Brome get fooled on a changeup like that, but behind the count, 1-0 was Galan. Just fired that changeup off the outside, got the chase.
Here's the 1-1 from Galan. Another changeup. This one again swung on and missed. A ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, now he's behind. He's just got to protect. It's been something he's been good at over his 2 seasons with the Crawdads, something he's been solid at Texas Tech.
Here's the 1-2 from Galan. Another changeup tapped right back to him. He'll take a few steps off the mound, flip to first, and retire Ryan Brome for out number 3. The Crawdads go down quietly in the home half of the first inning. It's a 1-0 ball game. We're going to the top of the second. Top 2 at Monte Vista High School. Ryan Spolero back to work in the second. Gave up a double and an earned run back in the first. That's where we stand 1-0. First pitch curveball in there to Kyle Russell in there, called strike, 0-1.
Not too often that you see the curveball be the primary pitch from Spolero, but the fastball command clearly not there today. Relying on the curveball a little more, and it's working.
Here's the 0-1 to Kyle Russell, another curveball. This one
Just kidding.
didn't curve. Hit by pitch to start the second pretty much the same way the top of the first started.
I was just joking. I lied. It's my bad.
That's on you.
Our broadcaster's jinx has been...
It's faltering a little bit.
I know. We were really hot at the start of the summer.
We were doing good. Not so much now.
We should just be completely subjective from now on.
I don't hate that.
Just exactly what we see on the field.
Here's Peyton Scholes today playing first base. 238, no home runs, a couple of RBIs. First pitch, fastball, up and out, ball one.
Yeah, that was a fastball. It was up.
It was. Yesterday, Scholes got a pinch hitting appearance, played a little bit of first base, walked in his one at-bat. Small lead off first for Russell, 1-0. Popped up right side, but it'll reach the parking lot, 1-1.
Well, that was a fastball, and it was fouled off to the right side. This is me being completely subjective.
Well, you're not being wrong.
No chance for broadcaster's jinx.
You're just analyzing it.
Exactly.
Runner goes at first. The pitch is off the glove of Spolero. He'll take a look at second, but flip to first for out number one. Kyle Russell advances to second base on the 1-3 putout.
It's a big advancement to second as well. We saw in the first inning what happened when Hamchuk was able to move to second on the wild pitch. Here in the same spot after one out, a runner on second, the third hitter in the inning up. Portera definitely not the same hitter that Hunter Duro is, but by no means is he a slouch at the plate.
Like you said, here is Will Portera. Batting eighth he's doing the catching today. 263, no home runs, 4 RBIs. First pitch slider down below the zone. He's the third catcher we have seen from this Prune Packers team thus far.
It's a good catching squad.
Yesterday, Kimball Schussler and Blake McDonald. Schussler. Here's the 1-0 from Spolero. Fastball, outstairs, 2 balls, no strikes.
Outstairs?
Is that what I said?
Yeah.
Wow.
I kind of like that.
I didn't mean to.
It's like outside and upstairs, like it gives you both. I don't hate that.
Probably something I won't say on purpose again.
No. But I didn't hate it as much as I kind of thought I would have.
2-0 from Spolero. Fastball popped up left side. It'll reach the grass. 2-1.
I like outstairs.
I don't.
Okay, I'll stop saying it.
Yeah, I'm sick of it already. Hasn't been around for very long, and I don't think it will stay around.
Probably
for much
not.
longer. Decent sized lead off second. Here's the pitch from Spolero. Hit right back up the middle. Matt King fields right by the second base bag. Throws to first on the run. Nice running play from Matt King to retire out number 2. Kyle Russell does advance 90 feet to third.
I was talking to Brant Cummings after the game a couple days ago where Matt King was just dazzling at shortstop, and he said he went over to Matt and was like, man, where was that last year? And Matt was like, yeah, no, I've gotten so much better since last year. And that's exactly the case. Matt King has become so smooth at shortstop. His hands are elite. His arm has gotten so much stronger. It's been a ton of fun to watch.
Here's Jaden Duplantier. Center fielder, not having his best year. First pitch, off speed, called a ball, 1-0.
It's got a lot of bat waggle. Almost too much. A little too much movement from him.
0.59, no home runs, no RBIs. Chance here with the runner in scoring position. Fastball blown right by him, 1-1.
And it looks like with all the bat movement, he's a little late. When he doesn't time it up perfectly, when he doesn't go back with the backswing as soon as the pitcher is coming set, he's falling a little behind the fastball from Spolero.
1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runner on third. Here in the top of the second inning, slider swung on and missed. That was a good slider, a pitch we don't see often from Ryan Spolero.
Not usually it's that big 12-6 curveball with the fastball, but the slider I liked a lot.
Maybe showing off for some new faces here in the crowd today. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch from Ryan Spolero, fastball upstairs. That'll even the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Love that location on 1-2 though. Fastball, chase pitch. Sets up a lot down low in the zone, but also opens up the inside corner should he want to go there.
Here's the 2-2. Slider in the dirt, swung on and missed. Button will have to go to first. He does so successfully. So Ryan Spolero strikes out his second Prune Packer and is able to escape the mini jam. We're going to the bottom of the second inning. It'll be Matt King, Joey Donnelly, and Tyson Pointer for the Crawdads. 3-4-5 for the Crawdads here in the bottom of the second inning. 4-5-6, rather. First pitch missed upstairs.
I can't say anything nice about you.
No. Oh, my goodness.
Ouch.
How do I describe that?
Andres Galan tried to throw a pitch and fell.
So no pitch. No balk, of course, with no runner on. We will do the 1-0 again, apparently. Matt King, the shortstop, 343, a home run, 12 RBIs. 1-0, hit out into deep right center field. Robbie Hamchuk going back, but is able to make the overhead catch for the first out here in the second.
I love the approach there, though, by Matt King. He knows that Galan's just trying to get back into the strike zone after falling off the mound. Took that pitch to right center, just swung right through to the right side. Good-looking swing.
That'll bring up Joey Donnelly, the right fielder, 300. 2 home runs, 11 RBIs. He is your Meadowlark batter of the game. First pitch, fastball, hit out into deep right center field. Hamchuk moving over to the knees, makes the catch, robbing Joey Donnelly of what could have been extra bases and robs a fan of what could have been free ice cream.
It's brutal.
Hate to see it.
Ball was tagged by Donnelly. 2 in a row. Hamchuk's just made a really nice play on both of them. Crawdads are putting good swings on, though. I think 5 at-bats, 5 pretty good at-bats.
Andres Galan has set down 4 straight Crawdads. That'll bring up Tyson Pointer. Swinging at the first pitch slider. Cannot come up with the piece of it. Nothing in 1. 0-1 to Tyson Pointer. Another slider. Same spot. This one misses outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tyson Pointer doing the designated hitting has not exactly had the summer he would have liked. 196. Does have 2 home runs and 10 RBIs. 1-1. Back to the slider. Swung on and missed. 1 and 2.
3 straight sliders. The eye level is set on the outside corner. I'm sure Galan is looking to go with that fastball here, try to blow something past Pointer. A little harder than what he's seen with the sliders.
1-2 from Galan. Fastball downstairs. That'll even the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pointer, like I was mentioning, has not had the summer he would have liked. 21 strikeouts, just 3 walks. Not exactly the production that he had this summer, or this season, in the spring, rather. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Slider appeal down to first, but Ron Masso is going to say he does not go. That'll fill the count. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Big sigh of relief from Tyson Pointer, who thought he went around, but now he's got to take advantage of 3-ball count.
Infield, outfield, straight up. Payoff pitch to Tyson Pointer. Fastball popped up. We'll do it again.
I did not see that ball.
I thought it was swung on and missed.
Me too. That was weird.
It was bizarre.
It was really weird.
I still don't know. Like, I never heard it land. Usually I hear it land. Anyways, we'll do the 3-2 again. Slider in the dirt, ball 4 for the 4th time this year. Tyson Pointer has drawn a walk.
It's a great at-bat. It's a fantastic at-bat. Falling behind with 2 strikes, able to fight off a 2-strike pitch that we didn't really see at all, but still, great job by Pointer. 4th walk of the year. I think that's something that he wants to work on, is getting deeper into counts and taking some more walks, getting on base any way possible.
First walk issued by Andres Galan will bring up Cole Fellows, left fielder. 235, a home run, 8 RBIs, but like we say it about every day, he's starting to swing a better bat. A lot more hard contact as of late. Pointer doing some dancing off first. Galan will come to the plate. Fastball on the outer half, called a strike, nothing in 1.
Crawdads are being very aggressive on the base paths. Galan is not doing a good job of looking over to the first base bag when there's a runner there.
It's the second Crawdad base runner of the ball game. Ellis led off the game with an infield single, but got caught stealing. A 1 fastball outstairs, 1 and 1.
You just said it again.
Outstairs. Upstairs.
Outside.
Outside. That's crazy. Throw over to first, but back in a dive is Tyson Pointer.
That's really funny.
It's not. It's just not good.
It's not good, but it's kind of funny.
Maybe that's the new thing.
Right. You got to make it your thing now.
Rather not. Another throw over. Back safely again is Tyson Pointer.
Adam Leenan. Yeah, I think if you want to make something your thing, you got the Joe Davis swing of his life. That's a good one.
That is solid. I don't think outstairs,
Uh-uh.
that's just not it. 1-1 to Fellows. Slider in the dirt. Tyson Pointer thought about going. Now he's a snap throw down to first. He's going to be called out. Tyson Pointer, base running blunder. It's the second for the Crawdads. Crawdads cannot capitalize on the 2-out walk. We're going into the top of the third. A 1-0 Prune Packer lead. One, two, three for the Prune Packers here in the third inning. Ryan Spolero back to work for his third inning. Fastball swung on and missed. 0-1. Hamchuk in the first inning. Walked on 4 pitches. Came around to score on the Hunter DeRoe double.
90% of leadoff walks come around to score.
0-1 from Spolero. Fastball fouled back. 0-2. It's a true stat.
Are we sure that Tyson Pointer actually hit his ball foul in the last inning? Like, I didn't see it.
It could technically be going over the trees in left center.
Technically.
I didn't see it. It doesn't count. 0-2 from Spolero. Back to the slider, this one outside. Ball and 2 strikes.
Interesting. We've seen him go to that slider a lot more today.
Wonder, I got to ask him. I'm kind of curious as to why. I don't think we've seen it one time all year. Here's the 1-2 to Hamchuk. Change up, hit on the ground left side. The third baseman, Harrison, goes to first and retires Hamchuk for the first out here in the third.
Just keeps his glove so low to the ground. Anything that comes up, he can make a play on, but he's able to keep that glove down, keep the body low, make a strong throw over to first.
One away for Will Hodo, victim of the strikeout back in the first inning.
1 of 2 for Spolero today. He's been good outside of that leadoff walk, really.
From the windup, Spolero delivers fastball outside. Almost said it again.
Let there be light.
It's just brutal. 1-0 from Spolero. Fastball hit sharply on the ground, but right at Ryan Ellis. He gloves it, goes to first. 2 up, 2 down here in the third.
When he's keeping the ball on the ground, I think that's when Spolero's the most effective. I think that's when pitchers are most effective, but Spolero especially. It means he's keeping that fastball down, keeping the hitters off balance.
Here's Hunter DeRoe, the second baseman who doubled in his last appearance at the plate. Yesterday, 1 for 5, singled and scored. First pitch, slider in the dirt, 1-0. Beautiful sunny day here, Monte Vista High School. Solid crowd. Here's the 1-0 from Spolero. Another curveball, this one below the zone in the dirt. 2 balls, no strikes.
This is probably the most scouts or people that are scouting that we've had in attendance. Not all of them scouts necessarily, some college coaches. I think Mike New is back.
2-0 from Spolero. Fastball way upstairs, 3-0.
I think it's really easy to fall in love with what Ryan Spolero brings to a pitcher's mound. Just a good projectable pitcher's body, throws hard, still really young, just coming off his freshman season.
3 balls, no strikes. Spolero to Duro. Fastball right down Broadway, called strike 3-1. Three-one from Spolero. Fastball just a little high, ball 4. It's the second walk issued by Spolero here.
Man, I'm sorry. I can't do this. Oh, where did that miss?
I don't know.
They called it high. I didn't think it was.
Definitely not high.
I'm sorry. Man, I love what we do.
Here's Cameron Nickens. 0 for 1, flew out to Joey Donnelly and right in his last at-bat. First pitch fastball somehow misses outside, 1-0.
Pretty small zone right now from the home plate umpire, Harvey Maxey.
Small but consistent.
I think so. Not a huge sample size to choose from.
Decent sized lead off first. Here's the pitch in the dirt, 2-0.
All of a sudden, he just can't find the strike zone. Spolero was really good to start the inning. Got soft contact to Harrison. Got a little lucky on the ground ball to Ellis, but I was falling behind 2 straight hitters.
2-0 home. Fastball cleaned out down the third base line, but it kicks up and over the fence foul. Wow.
It's a massive hop on a foul ball.
Had some exit velo.
A little bit.
Man, if only we had TrackMan.
Only. If only.
2 balls, a strike, 2 outs, 1-0 ball game here in the top of the third. Spolero delivers changeup that's tapped foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Man, I love it here. Oh,
We got a good crew.
we're having fun. We need to stay loose. It's more fun that way.
Spolero looking to go scoreless for a second straight inning. Here's the 2-2. Fastball hit in the air right side. Donnelly moving over into foul ground, but he won't have room. He'll watch it land in the softball field, so we'll do the 2-2 again.
Give a little high five to the hitting dummy.
Did he?
I think so. I saw him touch the bat.
Here's the 2-2 from Spolero. One more time, it's in the dirt. Runner takes off for second base. Nico Button could never get a handle on it. So Hunter Duro moves up 90 feet on the passed ball.
I don't know.
We're going pass ball.
Yeah, you have a very very liberal definition of a pass ball.
Yeah, well.
I go wild pitch.
Runner in scoring position now for Cameron Nickens. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Pitches hit out into right field. Donnelly moving over, should have room, does not. Watches it land foul just in front of him.
Wild pitch, final call.
Wild pitch is the final. So I'm 0 for 2 on wild pitch.
But also I think
I think he could have thrown him out if he had been able to pick it up. And
probably, but I don't think that makes it a pass ball.
no. I think if it's a curveball and a runner,
I don't know. I think those are always so there's so much gray area there.
there is. It's tough to tell. I just call everything a pass ball because
I know
as
you
a
do.
catcher, everything should be kept in front.
Walks, a hit by pitch. A little bit of what we saw this last year at St. Mary's for Spolero. Just the lack of control is really getting to him. Nico Button's going to go talk to his pitcher. Joey Kramer coming to the plate. A ton of power. The chance to not blow this game open per se, but still extend the lead a little bit. Shall we?
We shall. It's a good time. This look.
Yeah,
Should we
all
do-
you, all you, all you.
This look around the CCL is brought to you by American Stage Tours. American Stage Tours, small enough to care and large enough to compete.
Only one game going on. Situation that felt like Kramer was coming up in every single time he played the Crawdads last year. 4 home runs in 2 seasons against the Crawdads, all of them coming last year. Average about 400. Even yesterday, a 2-hit day.
2 on, 2 out. 0-1 from Spolero in the dirt, blocked by Nico Button. He jumps on it quickly. Both runners retreat back to their respective bases. Spolero, a deep breath, a look back to second, now delivers the pitch. Fastball crushed out into deep left. Fellows going back. He's looking up. That one is out of here. 3-run home run for Joey Kramer here in the third. 4-0. Prune Packers.
Knew it. As soon as it left the bat, just crushed it to left field. That's what Joey Kramer does. The 2 walks with 2 outs. Come back to bite.
Ryan Spolero got the first 2 batters out of this inning on 5 pitches. Then walks 2 straight, gives up a 3-run home run to Joey Kramer. It's a 4-run ball game. Here's Kyle Russell. First pitch to Russell, fastball high and tight, 1-0.
This is what we saw all season at St. Mary's for Ryan Spolero. Just 2 hits allowed, but 3 walks and a hit by pitch. That's how they score 4 runs.
1-0 from Spolero. Fastball, same spot. This one called a strike, 1-1.
Nick Proctor getting loose in the Crawdads bullpen. Brant Cummings wants to keep this deficit at 4. If anything, tighten it up.
A run in the first 3 here in the third for the Prune Packers. It's a 4-0 ball game. Here's the 1-1 from Spolero. Fastball hit in the air right side, but it'll reach the batting cages. Foul ball, 1-2. Inning started so promising
So promising.
for Spolero. Here's the 1-2 to Kyle Russell. Slider tapped off of Nico Button. We'll do the 1-2 again.
Ouch. It's one that you think, you go back to the Hunter Duro at bat, a couple balls hit to the right side that ended up getting foul. Donnelly shades 5 feet to his left. Maybe he makes that play.
It's tough up against the fence, but certainly a play that could have been made. You don't really expect it to. Ball in 2 strikes. Deep breath from Spolero out of the windup. This one blooped out into left field. That's going to get down. A 2-out base hit for Kyle Russell.
Crawdads just have to stop the bleeding here. Get out of this inning. Get the bats back to your bats. Let Nick Proctor come in the 4th. Don't want to use him here.
The home run, the single, all with 2 outs. That'll bring up Peyton Scholes. Grounded out back to Spolero in the 2nd inning. Decent sized lead off first for Russell. First pitch is popped up right side. Ellis going back into very, very shallow right field. On the run, makes the catch for out number 3. Not after a couple of walks. The Joey Kramer 3-run home run to put the Prune Packers on top 4-0. Coming up are the Crawdads in the bottom of the 3rd. 7, 8, 9 due up for the Crawdads. Cole Fellows, Griffin Harrison, and Nico Button. Cole Fellows gets his second-ish at-bat. First pitch from Galan popped up over our heads, 0-1. Was at-bat when Tyson Pointer got caught stealing, back-picked off first base to end the second inning. It's a 4-0 ball game here in the bottom of the third. Curveball from Galan in there for a strike. It's the definition of dropping the hammer.
Crawdads have been making the mistakes that it felt like Healdsburg was making yesterday. Some unfortunate walks.
0-2 fastball, outer half. They're going to appeal down to the third base umpire, Tony Ortiz. He's going to say he didn't go around 1 and 2.
And that's just one that, these are mistakes that the Crawdads can't make if they want to win this game.
Yesterday, it was the errors for the Prune Packers. 3 errors. 1-2, straight away center field. Duplantier going back onto the track, runs into the wall, making the catch for an eventful out number 1.
I think that ball was hit a little harder than Duplantier thought it was hit.
It
Just got some ride on him.
Got out further through the wind than I expected. Nice catch through the craters out there on the warning track. Here's Griffin Harrison. Last league game he played in was on June 15th. 167, a home run, 5 RBIs for him on the summer. First pitch from Galan, fastball high and tight, 1-0.
Like you were talking about, the Crawdads have made mistakes on the base paths today that have really hurt them. A couple caught stealings, neither of them a throw out by the catcher to second base.
1-0, fouled back straight into the net, 1-1.
You think about it, Ryan Ellis leads off the game with a single. It's a 1-0 ball game. If he takes second successfully or if he doesn't get picked off, how does that inning change? Butterfly effect. We can talk about it all day, but either way, not a mistake you want to make.
1-1 slider in the dirt, 2 balls into strike.
And not a mistake that's worth making either.
It's kind of just, I don't want to say clueless mistakes, it's lazy mistakes.
Yeah.
Ellis got a little too aggressive. Pointer got a little lazy on the bases. Here's the 2-1. Fastball inside, nearly got Harrison. We called 3-1. Almost
Griffin
swung
Harrison would love a walk here. Galan, not a guy that walks a lot of guys. 1 so far today.
3 balls, a strike. The pitch from Galan, fastball, just a little high. That's ball 4. First walk issued by Andres Galan. Second walk issued by Andres Galan.
That ball up high, not too high, just a ball that hasn't, or call that hasn't been there today for Harvey Maxey behind the plate.
Number 9 hitter in the Crawdad lineup, Nico Button. 269, no home runs, 4 RBIs, holds the 5th highest on-base percentage in the CCL.
On the Crawdads.
On the Crawdads. So Kobe told me in the CCL.
No, I told you in league play, and I think we got confused.
Oh.
In league play versus in the league.
Oh.
That's my bad.
Miscommunication.
Yeah.
Brutal.
Kobe might have also told you in the CCL, though.
Yeah. Someone told me in the CCL. Either way, he's been hitting the ball very hard. 0-1. Fastball catches the corner, called strike. Andres Galan is out ahead of Nico Button, 0-2. Saw him line out, probably hit the hardest ball against Admirals a couple days ago. Of course, it was an out. 2-hit day. Game before that. This one is chopped on the ground left side. Kyle Russell throws it away, and everyone's going to be able to advance. Going to third is Griffin Harrison. He's being waved around. He should be able to score. Here comes the throw. It's not in time, so the Crawdads knock a run on the board. 4-1 is the score on the E6.
Yeah, just an ugly, ugly E6. The throw went all the way to the right field corner. That allows a run to score. It allows Button to move up to second. A 2-base error. That's a huge, huge mistake by Russell. And you could see as the ball was getting back on him, as he decided to go back on his heels and take the big hop, he was getting a little uncomfortable with it. Button's able to get into second. The run comes home to score. 1 out for the top of the lineup. It's a big swing of events.
It's the 4th error committed by this Healdsburg Prune Packers defense that I was told they were the best defensive team in all of the CCL, and that just hasn't been the case this series.
Has not.
I've been let down.
I heard 7 years ago today the 2 teams played their first game in history.
Yeah, pretty special.
Uh-huh.
Here's Ryan Ellis, 1 for 1. Got caught stealing for out number 1 back in the first. Has a chance to cut this Prune Packers lead in half. First pitch from Galan. Curveball drops in beautifully for a strike. 0-1.
I was gonna say I wouldn't have been surprised if on the first pitch there Ellis had maybe shown bunt to the left side.
With 1 out, I mean,
not as a sacrifice. Just
No.
trying to bunt for a hit. With how far back third baseman Kramer's playing, you place a good bunt. Runners move up. Ellis gets a second hit.
0-1. Fastball muscled out into left field. In comes Nickens. He won't get it. It'll drop down in left field. A 1-out single for Ryan Ellis. Nico Button advances 90 feet to third. There'll be runners on the corners for the Crawdads here in the third.
This is the guy you want up at the plate. Casey Cummings hit the ball very hard in his first at bat. He's been seeing the ball well all summer. Wouldn't be surprised if Ellis is in motion at first, at least something along the lines of a stop and a start.
Got to be a little smarter here. Runner in scoring position for Casey Cummings, who's 0 for 1. Grounded out to the shortstop, Kyle Russell, back in the first. Ellis not going. First pitch fastball right down the middle, called strike. 0-1.
Still, Andres Galan, no earned runs this summer. It's impressive.
0-1 from Galan. Slider in the dirt, stopped by the catcher, Will Portera. Keeps the runners where they are, 1-1.
And now
CRS?
CRS, absolutely. Saving run, as a catcher, saving run from the opposing catcher from scoring.
I believe if Nico Button would come around to score, it's also not an earned run.
Correct.
Throw over to first, but back safely in a dive is Ryan Ellis.
Now it looks like this potential Nick Proctor sighting is going to be really, really important for the Crawdads. Guy who's been maybe the best pitcher in the CCL for the last 2 summers.
Here's the 1-1 from Andres Galan. Slider that catches the corner, called a strike, 1-2.
Cummings didn't think so, but now he's got to be in protect mode. Take that slider if he sees it again. Take it the other way. A lot of space from right field, from the right fielder Hamchuk to the line. Sliced one that way yesterday. It looked like it dropped in fair. Was called foul. So he's seeing the ball well the other way.
Yesterday, Casey Cummings was robbed of what would have been extra bases, a ball that was called foul that certainly wasn't. Here's the 1-2 slider, tapped up the third base line, but foul. We'll do the 1-2 again. I think it didn't end up mattering, but at the time, it was a very
huge,
very close game at that point. I think it was still a 1-run game. Would have plated 2 for the Crawdads, and it was one of those things where you're like, this could change the game completely.
Butterfly effect. It's very real.
You're big on the butterfly effect.
Huge butterfly effect guy.
Is there a reason that has just come up? No. 1-2 from Galan. Back to the slider. Catches the corner. Strike 3 called. Just the first strikeout of the day for Andres Galan, but it's a big out number 2 here in the third.
Yeah, huge out number 2. Saw that pitch on 0-1. Didn't think it was a strike this time. Maybe thought it was going to break even more than it did. Has a little more downward bite to it than side to side. Got to take that ball the other way. Got to put it in play in that situation.
2 on, 2 out for Ryan Brome, who tapped out back to Andres Galan in the first inning. Runners on the corners for him here, looking to cash in a 4-1 game. Curveball misses high.
Huge spot for Brome. Representing the tying run here in the third. Just got to score. I think if the Crawdads score another 1 run in this inning, they're feeling pretty solid.
Brome has been one of the best Crawdads with runners in scoring position. 16 RBIs on the summer. 1-0 fouled straight back. He was on it.
Had a good look at a fastball. It's a ball that he's taken to the left side. It feels like every day for the last 2 years. All of his hits this year, the other way.
Every single one.
Except for the home run.
Except for the home run, which was to
Dead
straight
center,
away.
right.
Straight away center field. One ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Galan set, starting to stop off first. Pitch is grounded softly back up to Kyle Russell. He flips to second and retires Ryan Ellis for out number 3 here in the third. A run on a error and a walk for the Crawdads. They get one across. It's still a 3-run game. We're going to the top of the 4th where Austin Oda is going to take over on play-by-play.
This call to the bullpen is brought to you by NorCal Oaks. NorCal Oaks is a nonprofit organization dedicated to developing skilled players who want to excel in the game of baseball and softball while attaining strong character and life skills in a fun and positive environment. Carson Mercier, tell me all about the new pitcher.
Well, I can tell you he spent 4 years at Cal, transferred to South Carolina.
Can we get a name, please?
Nick Proctor. Pretty good. That's all I can really say is I don't have Wi-Fi for some reason. There we go. Okay. 4 years at Cal. This past year as a grad transfer at South Carolina. 5-0 in 23 games, pitched 25 innings to a 3.86 ERA. Last 2 years with the Santa Barbara Foresters.
Yeah.
Has given up 7 hits in 33 innings.
Look at the strikeouts. Look at the strikeouts.
64 strikeouts.
Is that good?
It's all right. I don't know.
They call him the doctor. He is... This is probably the most excited I've been to see a Crawdad pitcher in 2 seasons.
Just, I mean, watching his warm-up, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
How is that 92 miles an hour? And
He'll be facing Will Portera. First pitch to him is a fastball on the outside corner for called strike one. He throws 89 to 91, tops 92 from a pretty much straight sidearm arm slot.
But it's interesting because he doesn't drop down to go sidearm. It's like cross body.
Proctor's 0-1 is off the outside, 1-1. Think a little bit of like a little Madison Bumgarner. Not the same build, just kind of more of the slingshot.
Right.
Proctor, not a big dude, 5'10". Proctor, a high set, the 1-1. Swing and a miss, lost the bat, did Portera, 1-2.
Yeah, that's what Proctor will do to you.
I did not know that he did the like the hitch in his windup sometimes. He did a little like Johnny Cueto.
Yeah, it's just unfair.
Johnny Cueto, who, by the way, I have to give a shout to the original Johnny Cueto, Luis Tiant. That was for Andy. Thank you, Andy. A ball and 2 strikes to Portera, who's 0 for 1. 4-1, the Crawdads trail here in the 4th. The 1-2 throws the bat again. This time it goes over the Crawdads dugout. The ball was fouled.
Get this man some pine tar. I mean,
that's unbelievable. Welcome to the Nick Proctor experience.
holy. I have never seen that in my life.
The bat was... Can we get an exit velo on the bat?
I wish we had TrackMan for that.
Only seen fastball from Proctor so far. Here's the 1-2. Slider up and away, 2-2. Slider's the kill pitch. I think going from Nick Proctor to Sean Fitzpatrick in a bullpen should be illegal.
It is not fair.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Proctor's 2-2. Swing and a miss. Blew the fastball by him at the top of the zone. Down goes Portera. Took him long enough. Welcome to the Crawdads, Nick Proctor.
Nice start to the Proctor era. First batter he faces, he strikes him out. And, I mean, to be quite honest, overpowered Will Portera.
Yeah.
It's Donovan. That's crazy.
Here's Jaden Duplantier. Center fielder today, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. First pitch flipped to the right side. That'll get foul.
So doing some digging on Nick Proctor. 85 collegiate summer ball innings. Has given up 13 earned runs. 1.34 ERA.
Proctor's 0-1. Fastball just below the knees. Maybe a little inside, a ball and a strike.
Was with the Bellingham Bells in the West Coast League his freshman season. 52 innings that summer.
It's a ton of summer ball innings.
That's a lot.
1-1. Slider. Okay. 2-1.
Inside, not by much.
Maybe. I didn't think so.
It is what it is.
2 balls and a strike. Proctor to Duplantier. Here's the pitch. Dug out to center field, Casey Cummings sprinting in. Now he slows down and makes the catch chest high for out number 2.
Does that look like the slider down and out? Tough to do anything with it. I mean, in a 2-1 count, as a hitter, you're not exactly looking for that pitch, but it's just, it looks so good, and then it falls off the table. You're going to get a lot of weak contact.
That'll bring up Robbie Hamchuk at the top of the lineup, 0 for 1. Walked, moved to second on a wild pitch, and then came around to score on the 100-row double back in the first, and then grounded out to third to start the last inning, where Healdsburg was able to tack on 3 runs. First pitch to him in his third at-bat. It's a fastball on the inside edge, 0-1.
First pitch strike for Nick Proctor. Never mind.
All 3 batters, first pitch strikes from Nick Proctor.
I'm just behind.
A little bit. It's okay.
Fell asleep for a second.
Regroup. 0-1. Slider popped up right side. Ryan Ellis will give chase into the outfield grass. He makes the catch on the run towards the line for out number 3. A welcome sight for the Crawdads is Nick Proctor in his Crawdad debut. Puts up a 0 in the top of the 4th. No runs, no hits, no errors, and of course no runners left on. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th. Still 4-1 the Crawdads trail. Bottom half of the 4th inning, Matt King leads off for the Crawdads, who trail 4-1. No action in the Dads bullpen yet, so likely that Nick Proctor, the doctor, will go at least another inning. And why not? But right now, Matt King versus Andres Galan. Galan's been good so far today. 3 innings with 1 run, but it was unearned. First pitch he throws to Matt King is a fastball taken up high. A ball and no strikes. The final line for the Crawdads starter today, Ryan Splero. 3 runs, 3 hits, 3 innings, 3 hits, 4 runs, all of them earned. 3 walks, 2 strikeouts. 1-0 is a swing and a miss on a slider. A ball and a strike.
It's just an unfair slider. Go fastball up, tunnel the slider off that. I mean, that's impossible.
1-1, way outside, 2-1.
Galan is going to be a tough nut for this Crawdads team to crack, but you got to find a way to chip away and slowly, score a run every inning.
2-1. King takes tight. 3-1.
Anyway.
Leadoff walks. I've heard 90% of them come home to score. So they'll take a leadoff walk here.
Seen that to be true today.
3 balls and a strike. Here's the pitch to King. It's way up high, ball 4. Good start to the 4th. 3rd walk for Andres Galan, a guy that only walked 3 guys coming into the game.
Not sure if that's Crawdads doing a good job or Galan not exactly competing the way he normally does. I think maybe a mix of both.
Yeah. 3 walks and 2 hits for a guy against a guy that came into today with just 3 walks and 3 hits. Here's Joey Donnelly, who hit maybe the hardest ball of the day today. Lined one to right field, but Robbie Hamchuk snagged it on the knees. First pitch to Donnelly is lined straight back. He's seeing his Cal teammate well.
Yeah, that was straight back. When it goes straight back, you know. When it goes straight back, I mean, you pretty much know that's when the hitter is on it, on the fastball. We've seen Donnelly flew out, lined out to right. First pitch of the at-bat. This one here, another really good swing.
4 runs, 3 hits, and an error for the Pack. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors for the Crawdads here in the 4th. The 0-1. Donnelly takes a fastball in the same spot, nothing in 2.
It just, they're swinging the bat well.
Yeah.
They're not getting the luck.
Those balls will start to fall.
It's a big part of baseball, luck.
0-2. Swing and a miss. Got him off the outside. First out of the inning. And just the second strikeout for Galan. Came in averaging about a strikeout and a half per inning.
Yeah, went to the changeup against the lefty, tailing away, falling off the table. No lefty's ever going to hit that. In that spot, it's impossible. A little interesting, I think that's Nick Proctor throwing in the Crawdad bullpen.
Weird. Definitely is.
It is.
Okay, here's Tyson Pointer, who walked in his first at bat. First pitch, slider, swing and a miss. Maybe there's something he feels like he needs to tweak mechanically.
Maybe, but nothing was glaringly wrong.
Which I think says something, if he notices something wrong.
Yeah. Very low intent out there.
0-1, slider, swing and a miss, 0-2.
Nobody else. I mean, it looks like Shane
McShane.
McShane is shoving. Is stretching.
Oh my God.
Just brutal.
We're all over the place.
It looks like he's stretching out there, but I don't know. That's interesting.
0-2. Pointer takes the slider that falls off the outside. 1-2.
That's been the approach against Tyson Pointer today. Throw the slider, see if he can lay off it. Hasn't been able to really all season.
Here's the 1-2 to Pointer. Slider on the outside, called strike 3. Back-to-back Ks. 2 down here in the 4th.
Tough pitch to take there with 2 strikes. Yeah, it's borderline, but it's a pitch you got to be swinging at.
Here's Cole Sorry, my bad.
Go ahead.
Here's Cole Fellows, who lined one very hard to center field his first at-bat. Jaden Duplantier was able to get it at the wall. Leading off the last inning, you're with 2 outs in the 4th. King on first. First pitch, Fellows swings through a changeup, 0-1.
You're learning the pitch recognition.
I've been told that I'm really good considering I don't have TrackMan. No balls and a strike to Cole Fellows with King on first. Here's the pitch. Fellows taps it to the right side slowly. Over to get it is the second baseman, Hunter Durow. Throws wide to first. Pulls the first baseman off the bag. King's going to move over to third. The ball comes back to the backstop. Fellows is going to stay over at first. Hunter Durow just airmailed that one. E4.
I was told, folks, that this is the best defensive team in all of the CCL. North, south, doesn't matter. And this is the 5th error. It's sloppy baseball. And it's, as a fan of baseball, you hate to see it. You really do, because it's ugly.
Here's Griffin Harrison, who walked in his first at-bat, came around to score on another error. Runners on the corners now, 2 outs. Crawdads, a walk, a leadoff walk, and a 2-out error. Got to score. Griffin Harrison, first pitch, swinging, lines it into left field. That's a base hit as it drops towards the left field line. Coming home to score is King. Fell's going to move to second. Harrison's looking to go to second. The throw is not in time. Griffin Harrison's 2-out RBI double cuts the lead in half.
Harrison's been struggling a little bit this season, but capitalizing on what should have been an inning-ending ground ball. Pulling that one down the line. 2 runners in scoring position. Huge, huge, huge hit for Griffin Harrison.
That'll bring up Nico Button, who reached on an error in his first at-bat. Hey, take advantage here. Nico, about 270 average, but walks a ton. Doesn't strike out a lot. Fell into an 0-2 hole, but was able to get out of it in his last at-bat. Harrison, good speed on second. Fellows, speed doesn't really matter as much on third. Ball to the outfield, likely scores a pair with a 2-out jump. First pitch to Button is down low, blocked by Portera. A ball and no strikes. 4-2. Crawdads trail by 2, but are threatening here with 2 down in the 4th.
Got to find a way to get one more across. 1 inning is great, but get one more across.
Looks like Chris Stamos, the lefty, is warming up in the Packers bullpen. 1-0. Button takes down low, squirts away from the catcher, but holding at third is Fellows. 2-0.
Probably the right decision by Fellows. Would have been hosed at the plate, I think. Would have been relatively close, but good job. Give Button a chance to cash in with 2. You don't want to make the last out at home plate.
2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. I can't stand them over there. They're the worst.
Just brutal.
Here's the 2-0 to Button. Button grounds it to the first base side. Foul. 2-1.
Yeah, more good swings. We've seen a lot of good swings today on this Crawdad team. This one foul, but he's on it.
2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Harrison on second. Fellows on third. Ryan Ellis waits on deck. A long wait for Galan. Couple of Cal guys battling here in the CCL. The 2-1. Button flips it to the left side. That'll get foul.
Now you protect. 2 strikes, put a ball in play. This Prune Packers team, from what I've seen, is bad defensively. You got
Not been good.
You put a ball in play, give yourself a chance, run hard down the line, put pressure on the defense. You never know what's going to happen.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Deuces are wild here in the bottom of the 4th. A 2-run game. Nico Button at the dish. Galan's 2-2 to Button. Curveball swung on and missed. Got him in the dirt for strike 3, but the Crawdads are able to add on. Griffin Harrison's 2-out RBI double helps them there. We'll head to the top of the 5th with the doctor headed back to the mound here on the Crawdads streaming network. Top half of the 5th inning. Crawdads trail by 2, but are working their way back into the ball game. 4-2. A run in the first for Healdsburg, and then zeros for the next 3 frames before Healdsburg was able to turn up 3 in the 4th. As the first pitch of the 5th inning is a slider that wraps its way around the outside edge for a strike to Will Hodo. It'll be Hodo, Duro, and Nickens. No balls and a strike to Hodo, who's 0 for 2 today. 0-2. Fastball off the outside, 1-2.
This could not be a fun guy for Nico Button to catch.
But probably a guy that he's caught before.
Probably.
Nico's freshman year. Proctor's senior year at Cal. Here's Proctor's 1-2 pitch. Fastball just off the outside, 2-2.
I wonder if that was thought about with Brandt. Maybe.
Today, maybe. Putting a couple Cal guys in the lineup against Stamos and Galan, the 2 pitchers for Healdsburg. Both Cal guys. 2-2. Fastball inside corner. Called a ball. Don't know where that one missed.
It was too middle.
Yeah. I think that was, what did you call it earlier?
I mean, what are you going to do?
What he's going to try to do is induce a double play ball here with Hunter Duro. This is not the part of the lineup that you want to be giving up leadoff walks to.
90% of the time. What do? Austin?
Come home to score?
Just had to make sure you still remember.
I do.
Okay.
I'm good at that.
Okay.
Hunter Duro has had another good day. Came in hitting 450, has only raised that. A double and a walk. First pitch to him is line to left field. That's going to drop for a base hit on the first pitch. Around second with an aggressive turn is Hodo, but he'll stop there. Back-to-back base runners. Uh-oh.
Not too worried. That good approach there. Get on the fastball. Duro, 2-hit day already here in the 5th. It's just middle. Fastball right down the middle. If you time it up, you can bloop one into left. That's exactly what he did. Wasn't hit all that sharply.
Here's Cameron Nickens. Nickens, a walk and a fly out, 0 for 1. Came home to score in his last at-bat on the Joey Kramer home run. Hodo off second with Duro off first. First pitch. Slider off the outside, 1-0. 4-2, the Crawdads trail by 2, but have scored in back-to-back innings. A ball and no strikes to Cameron Nickens. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. Fastball. Nickens had no clue what he was doing with that one. A ball and a strike. Proctor to Nickens. Here's the pitch.